Now, if you're new to Figma, remember, you just go to the Figma website, you sign up, and then key in your details. Then you can log in. Now, once you log in, this is what you are going to see. So if you have been working with Figma in the past, you are going to see your recent projects here. Your recent projects will be here. Now, to create a new file, what do you do? All you have to do is to click on this arrows, this plus sign here, to create a new design. So a new form is going to open, which will now allow you to make your designs. Remember, the first thing to do is to create a frame. You drop this down, you click on the frame, and then you come over here, and then you select the frame you'll be working with. So for this tutorial, I've been making use of the MacBook Pro. I'll be making use of the MacBook Pro. I think the MacBook Pro is okay for this tutorial. Now, if you're new to this channel, DevHub, please make sure you subscribe, you like, and share to your friends. Now, we are going to create a test. To create a test, so you click on this T, that is the test. Now, when you click there, you can now drop it down here. So I'm going to make this using camel case, Majesty clothing, Majesty clothing. Now, remember, by the left hand side, you have what? The layers, and you also have the different objects which you have created. If I'm to create a rectangle here, now note the rectangle comes up here. If I'm to add another text here, the text comes here. By the left hand side here, which is the layers, you have access to all the objects that you create. Now, the next thing to do is to increase the font size. To increase the font size and also put the color which we want. So you click on the objects here, and then you come to the right hand side, which is the properties. Then I can now increase this to 18. Okay, 18 is still small. I'll take it to 24. I think 24 is better. 24 is better. Now, I'm going to take this, change the color of this to green. I want to change this to green, but I love using the color code 239038. I love using that. And then I also change this to gray, and the color code for the gray is 9DAEBC. Now I have this here. Now let me also take this to click on the test, and then I'll take click on this, and then I'll take this to bold. Yeah, I think this is better. I can still increase this a little. Let me take it down a little. I'm going to take it to 28. 28. Yeah, 28 is better. Now we have this. Now please take note, I used a definite color code here. Now, in a case where you want to change the color for just Majesty, so you highlight that part of the text, and then you can now do what? This is the exact color code I used because I love using that particular color. Now, in a case where you don't know the color code, you can still hover. Remember, hover over this to do what? Give you the exact color which you want till you get the exact thing you want to use. Now, Majesty clothing. Now, the next thing is we are to create the menu. Now, for the menu, you can either use a line or use a rectangle. I'll prefer using a rectangle. So we are going to zoom into this. Can zoom into this so that I can have a better view. Okay. So that is better. So I'm going to copy this and paste and bring it down. And take note, when you copy and paste, it's going to drop right on top that very object. So when you paste, it's going to drop right on top. So what you do is to do what? You now drag it down to where you want it to be. So it's actually, can reduce this. Can reduce it to something. This is okay. Yeah, that is okay. Now, when working on different objects like this that are properly aligned and also needs to remain aligned to the end, because you can just want to move this, you see it's all from what you planned initially. So what you do is you highlight all this and then you group them. Control G, or you right click and go to group selection. So once you group, you can now move this as a whole. You see, you can now move that together. So I'm trying to align it to the best position. I think it's okay here. Now I also want to change the color. Now I'm going to pick that green. Now remember, in a case where you don't know the exact color code and you don't actually want to struggle to get the exact color, you come to this color picker here, this pen right here. You click on that and then you go to that color where you have that color and click. You see, we have the color here. So that is also another way you can come up with your colors. Now we are going to add another set of tests here, which will be the menu. We're going to have the home. Then let's copy and paste. We'll have the about us. We'll have the about us. Let me paste again, copy and paste. We'll have can have the blog, and then we'll have another one, contacts. Where in a case you want them to contact you, maybe you have your address over there. You have your address over there, your email address, or your phone number, your cell phone number, so they can get to you through that. So let's arrange this so how we want it to be. Okay, now another thing is we are going to take this down. The text will not be bold. Take it to regular, and then the font size needs to go down as well. Let's say 20. So 20 is okay. So you adjust this and ensure you have the same line of spacing. Now take note, the spacing between the home and about, as you can see right there, is what, 25. So you also maintain that spacing. So between about us and the blog should be what, 25. And then bringing in the contacts, at this point we have what, 25. So I can now do what, drop it right here. Now since this is a group and they have what, the same spacing, we have to do what, group this together. So I have to group this particular test together and then take it to group. Now you can see I can now move this together as one body. So I have this group one. Now over here you can also rename these groups. Let's say I can call this the menu icon. So when you right click and then you see the option to rename, you can call this the menu icon. When you have a lot of objects on the frame or on a particular layer you're working with, you may not be able to know the exact one you are looking for. But in a case where you rename them, you'll be able to do what? Get to them. So this becomes the menu icon. And I can now take this to what? Rename this to menu listing. Menu listing. Okay. Now over here, I'm going to add the phone number. The phone number over here. I'm going to add cell phone number here. Okay, now I'm going to have this over here. We want to add an icon, a color icon. So you create a new tab and then you can search a color or a call icon. A color icon, a call icon download. Now you have all this. I think this will go. So let's click on this. And then we save. Let's save to our desktop. Let's save to our desktop. That's PNG tree. So remember to bring in that either you drag, you go to file, you click on images, and then you go to your desktop and you pick up the icon, and you can see I can now drop it where I want. So I love it here. Now it's too big, so I'm going to resize this to what I want. I'll still bring it down a little. Can I drop it over here? Let me take it up a little. Okay, I think that is okay. It's okay over there. It's okay over there. Now let me adjust this a little. Take it back to the source. Okay, the next thing to do is to create a test. Compliments. complements your flawless beauty. Okay, let's increase this. Okay, this is okay. Then we'll change the color, the color of beauty to green. And then we'll add another text down here. Then we'll add another text here. I want to say, place a call across us for your majestic clothing. Can do it this way. Place a call. Place a call across to us for your majestic clothing. Then we create a button. We're going to create a button. So to create a button, we are going to add a rectangle. And to add a rectangle right here. And then we'll change the color to green. And then we'll add a text right here. We're going to say call with the color. Call now with the color white. And then you adjust it to what you want. Okay, the next thing to do is to get a picture. You can get a picture of someone sewing. So you can go to Google and search sewing, and then you see this picture. Let me use this picture right here. So you right click and then we save the picture. I have it right now on my desktop. So I'm going to go to File, click on File, and then click on Images to pick the picture. The picture is right here, and then we'll say Open. So we can drop the picture here. Now on this picture, I would love the picture to start from somewhere here. Just need the person sewing. Okay, we want the picture to start somewhere here. So to do that, we have to crop this image. And to crop this picture, we make use of this tool here called the crop image tool. So you click there. Once you click there, you now have the option to do what? Crop the image to what you want. Okay, so we have this positioned very well. Now the next thing is to add a layer. I'm going to add a layer using the rectangle. Add a layer above this. We are going to change the color to green, and then we'll take the layer, change the layer to overlay. Okay, you can see this is looking so well. So guys, make sure you subscribe to this YouTube channel, you like, you share to your friends. Watch out for the next video.